Welcome back to another buy or invest video. This time around, I have the pleasure of going over the beautiful ladies from Data Life Season 2 and Season 3. The beautiful pictures that you are seeing on the screen from Data Life Spirit Pledge. I love the anime. I love Kurumi. The game is a lot of fun. This is in HD. If you're looking for a game to spend a bunch of money on that has beautiful artwork, that is the game for you. I will say you should probably just stick to being a free-to-play player just because the gacha is really hard and the game is not very well-rounded. But the artwork is magical, as you can see on the screen. My disclaimer with this videos are that this series looks to go over my thoughts on a set. I figure out how much I want to buy for my own personal collection and how much extra product I want to buy for investment purposes. I always say this to you that I am not looking to sell any of this. I want to open it when I'm old and want to reminisce and hopefully pull a signature card to impress anybody around me that is actually looking. If I did need money, then I can rest assured that more than likely the value of these boxes have gone up. I am not at all a short-term investor. I do not look to flip any of this stuff. I am a long-term investor slash more of a collector than an investor. I just do these for you. This set comes out on March 24, 2023. There are 100 normal type of cards and 38 types of parallel. That is awesome. I truly like it when it is not 100 parallel just because it feels like it takes away from the specialness of it. It's a lot harder to get some of the cards that you actually want. Unless, let's say, it's like Hollow Live where there's like 53 girls inside of it, then having 100 parallel doesn't seem too bad because you get, what, 2 of each girl? That's how it comes roughly to be out. But in this set here, we have 9 special rare, 9 triple rare, 20 super rare, and 10 double rare, so a normal play set. Down below, you'll see all of the girls that have signatures on there. You are going to be missing out on Shido because he's a dude and we don't care about him. I do. I like Shido. I think he's funny. On the Weiss Schwarz English edition website, you are going to see the showing here of all the different signatures. It was a little blurry, so I pulled up the Japanese version here. The only downside I think I would say about these signatures, there is no SEC, there is no OFRs. I feel like, is there a lack of trying here? But as you see on the screen, it's the girl and a colored background. That's what you're getting. Feels like the color matches with their ensemble there. And you can see Kurumi is going to be your best girl of the set. She's very usable. She's going to be in a deck that most people will actually play. So she's there right front and center on your screen. Next couple girls here, we do have the dual signatures on one type of card. You can see we got Kaguya and Yuzuru, our twin sisters there. It reminds me of Bofuri, what we had on there. And then we have the beautiful Origami signature. I really do enjoy that signature. I like her in her astral dress. And now we got Shido giving a wink. That was a fun time in the series. You also have Kurumi off there showing a bit of her chest, just the top part. And then we got Kotori shocked as ever. On the SP front, which one's the most expensive? Like I said, it's going to be your Kurumi. Over there on Yutei, you can see it 24,800 yen. Keep in mind, though, you can see there is a remaining 7 on there, which is quite a bit. If you take a look at the rest of the SPs, it's 79.80 and below, which makes this Kurumi or bust. Yes, Kurumi or bust. Even though you potentially could, I believe, I didn't look it up, that this set would be like a 3 SP per case kind of deal. You need to really hit Kurumi. Or one of these awesome triple rares. Over here, you can see the biggest triple rare is not a Kurumi. It is going to be your Kaguya or Yuzuru on the wind trigger. 3480 is what we're showing up to be. You are going to see people play some choice. And you can see over there Kotori 1280. And lastly, your standby, which will be Kurumi 12 bullets, 2480 yen. With the super rares, the big one is the chest showing off Kurumi. We got that Bewitching Invitation. 1980 is what you'll see. You will also see some pajama wearing, some, let's say, bikinis on the screen, and those have been sold out on Yute, as we see Miku and we also see Tohka there. Okay. There is also a tournament store assist PR pack campaign. This has not been going swimmingly at all. And you can see them at a water park, I believe. That's what happened in the anime. It was a very emotional time in the anime if you can think back to it. With this emotion, we do have prices that come along. This is the Yute non-foil version. The biggest one was your Kaguya and Yuzuru, 320 yen, Kotori, 220. So what I want you to imagine is how much will the foils be? The last representation that we got is Kaguya. Now, I want to point out here with Kaguya, I laughed here looking at the prices, $48.55. We got Miyuki and you over there for 48.55. We got Kaguya, Chika, and Miko 48.55. Your next biggest one would be Kaguya 23.99. Now there are some LGSs that have not got these assist PR packs yet. I know some people have been buying this up. This is bad. This is bad because if they keep slow trickling it, people will buy them at, let's say, instead of 48.55, maybe 35, but it will not take the price down all that much, right? Like you're not going to see $5 PR cards for this foil. At least I don't think so, just because of the precedent it's set right now with the price being where it's at. I think people are looking to buy. I saw someone looking to buy play sets of this stuff. What in reality Data Live should look like is what we have here with the 7 deadly sins. Will it look this way? It depends if Weiss Schwarz Bushiroad could get their act together and get this all sent out at the same time so that there's just one splash of PR cards that go out there. I don't know what the deal is with the Kaguya ones, but hopefully that's not going to be the case with Data Live. Now, Data Live, what I always look to do is look at the anime following. I use the my anime list. That top one that you see there with 853,402 members comes from when I did my data bullet buy or invest video. So go back a year and some, and you will be able to see this right here on the screen. Now, since then, it's gone up to 974,000. So we are up roughly 121,000 members, which is pretty nice over time because if you think about this, this anime first came out spring 2013. This probably was uptick just because of season 4. It came out in 2022. Season number 2 came out spring 2014. As you see, the number of members go down 604,000. This happens in every anime. Just take a look. You can see that with Sword Art Online. You can see that with Bunny Girl Senpai. You can see that with Saikano. This is a natural progression. Unfortunately for Data Live, what was really unnatural was the anime studio kept getting switched. So every one of these kept getting a different anime studio. But season 1, 2013, season 2, 2014, season 3 is 2019, a long time later. So down to 363,000. Finally, the 4th season, spring 2022, 218,000. It was really sad. I won't say these seasons are the best. They definitely were not. As a fan, I enjoyed it, but the big thing that I enjoyed out of every season was Kurumi. Ask any Data Live person that is a fan that watched season 4 what saved the season for them. The majority of them will say it was Kurumi. If you look at the anime rankings during the season and during last year, Data Live really wasn't up on that list, like a top 10 list. But if you take a look at the best girl from the season, you're going to see the top 10. You're going to see Kurumi show up there as number 1, number 2, number 9. It depends on which one you look at, but Kurumi was definitely there. She was pretty solid throughout all of these seasons, and that is where the money comes in with these booster boxes with the extra boosters. It's all about Kurumi. That that is always going to be the case. You can see that with the SPs that I've showed, the double rares, the SRs. Now, with the meta, I take a look at different places. What I'm going to be using for the future is PGH Weiss Schwarz. So if you haven't checked them out, do check them out. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. In the bottom left, you can see the 2022 wrap up and speculative. The 2022 wrap up and 2023 speculative tier list. You check out that video, you'll be able to see their thoughts on all these different sets and their ranking on a nice tier list. Because that is their proprietary work, I will not be showing you that tier list. I want you to go out to that video, check it out, and like I said, give them a like and subscribe. What I will do is pull out that grade they gave it because it makes sense to do that. Why not? Right? I'm not an expert in playing this game, but some other people are. So we're going to be using their grading system just of a particular set. Now, Weiss Schwarz put a restriction on Data Live. This has been going on for some time now. We have Terrible Spirit Kurumi up to 2 per deck. And then we also have the 3 off to the right. You are only allowed to use one of the 3. So you're going to only be using for the Sky and the Sword Tohka, School Uniform Tohka, or a Spring Moment Yoshino. Choose one of 3. So that really stinks if you wanted to actually use 4 of the Terrible Spirit Kurumi for your standby deck. Encore Decks is a place where you can check out some of these decks. You can also check them out on Twitter. On here, I've seen a lot of standby. I've seen some of that wind deck, and then I also seen that Kotori choice as well. But most of the time, I think you're going to run in the standby. I know some people are gonna change it up a little bit. Change it up. Wow. Okay. With that wind deck. Double rare wise, you're going to see a lot of Kurumi. So we have Invincible Smile Kurumi over there, 980 yen. You will be using the Son of the Wind. Is that really what it says? Son of the Wind, Yuzuru, and Kaguya, 680 on there. And you could use a Kotori over there. We got at the end of the outstretched, we got 220 yen on that one. Okay, the rest of them are just down there. Lastly, I wanted to show you the rares because this is one of those things that they do all the time, right? We have rares, but you could see that Bewitching Invitation Kurumi. If you cannot afford that super rare, but you wanted to have the art in any form, you're okay not having the foil, do look out for that in the rare slot. So 320 yen. There, and a bunch of the other ones have parallels as well, so just pick up the, I say, less expensive one if you can't afford the bigger ones. Now, Kurumi holds a special place in my heart, and at the same time, she is very expensive. You can see here we have the only elegant clockwork Kurumi. That is my favorite one of them all. It comes from Fujimi, Fantasia, Bunko. I don't think that's ever going to be reprinted. Actually, I feel like they should. They should have done it by now, but I don't know why it's taken them so long. That's why I'm getting to the point where I'm like, it's never going to be reprinted. It should be reprinted, but why it doesn't, I have no clue. Maybe they're saving it for a rainy day. We have Frenzied Nightmare Curry 159. Jeez. The other one from Fujimi Fantasia Bunko over there, $1,000. And then the Terrible Spirit Kurumi SEC from Booster Box number 1 that got hit with a reprint. I think that thing was up to 2,000 some dollars, but when the reprint came out, dropped it all the way down to like 1,000. I think it got as low as 500 something. And lastly, our Data Bullet Kurumi Zafkiel, $800. It is a beautiful card if you have not seen that. Just amazing. Data Live Booster Box Volume 2 is sitting there at $74.23, 3 listings. Important to notice, Booster Box cases, $12.98.37, 4 listings. And someone actually bought it in February for $1,200, almost $1,300. Pretty nuts. Only one sale though, but that's still insane. Don't buy Don't buy pre-orders on TCG Player. Jeez, it's freaking crazy. I have an affiliate link, and I will still tell you not to do it. Just don't do it. There's other people that have this stuff. Booster Box Volume One. It got reprinted. As you can see, there are two different listings on there. Original 1500 for a case. Second edition 1174. I believe I have to go back and check, but I believe the only difference to that is you're missing a playmat. So if you're going to want to buy anything, then more than likely you should just buy the second edition. Double check me on that before you do that, but I would just buy the second edition because you could just buy a playmat for less than 300 some dollars. Oh man. The trial decks also got reprinted. You can see first edition was $70 down there in the bottom left, bottom right 27.41. The difference in the second edition is the foil on the signature did get changed from gold to silver. Data Bullet Extra Booster Box is $44.25. I remember they were down to like $30, and the case is $11.90. Data Bullet surprise set actually has gone up. I think it got low as $8, but when you thought about it, I even priced it. I said there's a deck box in there. There's sleeves in there. There's a PR card in there. So why wouldn't you pick that up? I think it was pretty awesome too at that $8 price. Some people did take up on that. And it's a good purchase. If you bought it up in the 20s or maybe even $30, not so good since there was no other booster packs in it. Wrap this all up. Anime following, I have it at 3. It waned over time. Meta from PGH Weiss Schwarz, we got A tier on there. Art and signs, as I shown you, there are some nice art on this if you like girls that are semi half naked, well endowed. But as you saw with the signs, the background on the actual art itself, not so great. It's just a different color and the girl standing there. If you like it, then great. If not, then maybe it's a pass for you. And lastly, our Kurumi, our girl, she's a 5-star. She definitely is a 5-star. She's up there with a bunch of the other girls that people seek. As you saw, there was a lot of supply. That's what's holding her down. But even then, in the long term, I think she still will be good in the future. So what we have here is a lovely picture of Kurumi. So the positives of this set is you're going to be looking for Kurumi no matter what. A tier, like I said, anime popularity down. There is that restriction list to think about. One of the other things that there's no plus or minus. It's just keep this in mind. I think some people are reminiscing back to Data Live Volume 1. Remember Volume 1? That was at the top of the list. That was at the time S tier. That's the deck people ended up playing. And when we got that restriction list, obviously it hurt the deck a bit. So just these are different times. There's gonna be Hololive running out there. You got quintessential quintuplets out there. You got Escanor flexing his muscles everywhere. It's not the same time period, right? Like when I thought about giving this a ranking until I came up with the PGH Weiss Schwarz thing, I was thinking this is going to be somewhat like a Kaguya situation where I gave Kaguya 3 stars. I was going to give Data Live 3 stars. And you know what? They were all on the A tier list, so it matched what I was thinking in my mind. There's going to be a bunch of supply of this. I feel like people are going to think about what happened on Data Live Volume 1 and apply it here. So there might be people that bought a ton of this. There might be sellers that have bought a bunch of this. This isn't like Seven Deadly Sins when there was too much of it and people couldn't get rid of it. No, there was a reprint of Data Live Volume 1. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I'd feel bad if there's a bunch of sellers out there that just got, I don't want to say tricked into this, but use the past results to predict what's going to happen in the future. There's going to be enough supply right now. From what I'm seeing on TCG players, those prices obviously will come down. In the end, I do like this as a nice long-term hold. In the end, if it doesn't do well, you know what? I love this anime and I love Kurumi, so hopefully I can pull that signature one day. If I don't pull it now, then maybe when I'm older. I think that would be cool to just pull out a Kurumi when I'm older. I actually would like that a lot better. It's the whole let's say, satisfaction later on in life. I think that would be really cool. Anyways, speaking of the now, I do have a bunch of Kurumi pictures because this set's all about Kurumi. This again comes from Data Live Spirit Pledge. These pictures. You have Kurumi in a white dress, Kurumi in a black dress, Kurumi as a cat, and Kurumi in a Christmas outfit. I do have this one currently as my wallpaper on my mobile device. I showed Audrey. Audrey thought that was a little bit lewd, but you know what? Mrs. B is okay with that. Which one is your favorite one? I do need to change up my wallpaper on my phone. I think my next one's gonna be black dress Karumi. That looks really cool. That image pops. It's just nicer on the eyes too, because white sometimes kind of blinds me. Right when it's early in the morning, right now when it's dark, it hurts. But this black one looks really nice. It's the colors on it looks really cool. Good, really good. If you need me, as always, reach out to me. I am on Twitter. I'm on. You can write me at my email. We have my anime list over there if you want to friend up and tell me about wonderful anime. Lastly, if you are ever looking for stuff, as in cards, as in sealed stuff, don't pre-order. Please don't pre-order any of those booster boxes on TCG Player. It's so expensive, it comes down. But if you need some of that stuff and you don't have an LGS or anybody else that could sell it to you, use my link. I use that money for giveaways. I really do appreciate it. This next one should be a fun one. Hopefully, if I can. If not, then it'll just be boring gift cards again. But if you need any, let me know. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one.